CommonWealth started as a group of people meeting over beer and pizza and just kind of talking about the community and what we wanted to see improved. And out of that, we started to get passionate about certain aspects of the community that we wanted to work on. Each person within CommonWealth kind of finds their passion and starts working on that. And so one day, Mike Meridian and myself it dawned on us that, well, why are we sitting here and letting ourselves be beat down with our image? And so we and other CommonWealth members really spearheaded trying to improve Modesto's image. So I think probably one of the most important slides is why. Why are we working on this? We've received comments from people saying, we've got bigger problems to worry about. Why in the world are we worrying about something as silly as the image of the community? Does that mean that we should just sit here and be beaten down by the problems, or should we focus on improving and also focus on conveying that positive image of Modesto, or that positive, really, experience of Modesto that you and I all have? But we wanted to go out and find out quantifiably what the residents and businesses in Modesto really thought Modesto's strengths were, and also we asked them what we thought the weaknesses were of the community. The Modesto Bee was kind enough to distribute in 60,000 of their newspapers, really printed those 60,000 copies for free. We had electronic distribution, we had survey boxes all over town, we had a lot of media exposure, and all in all, we collected almost 3,400 surveys. And not surprisingly, 90% of the people who responded are regular voters. So then we asked people what they think of Modesto. What do you like most about Modesto? And these were open-ended questions. We didn't give them a multiple choice. They just wrote down whatever they wanted. We did ask, what do they think? What do people think Modesto's image should be, or what do you envision Modesto to be? So all we did was take the response of these people and craft that into the brand attributes, or what we believe Modesto's true identity to be.
The first anchor that I was going to talk about is agriculture and industry. As you all well know, the Central Valley feeds about 40% of the nation, specifically with produce. We also have leading agribusiness companies here that recruit top-tier professionals to our community to work. Also, as a local resident, that means the local farmers market, going to restaurants and having that local produce on the menu. That's something that we believe, and that survey respondents believe, is really inherent to our community. The next one is community. Modesto is a very, very diverse place, and we have intense community pride. Concert in the park, 4th of July parade, picnic at the Pops. Those are things that we as a community offer that are unique to us. Also, the cultural celebrations, Cinco de Mayo, the Assyrian community festivals, things like that are things that are just inherent to our community. Our location is obviously an attribute that we possess. We're near things like San Francisco, Yosemite, Pebble Beach, Santa Cruz, Napa. The other thing that's really important about that is it's ideal for transportation, distribution, logistics. We believe that large manufacturing companies could operate here and sort of distribute their product to a huge variety of markets. Culture is ultra important and came out in the survey results. Vibrant downtown. There was plenty of sections where people could freeform some of these answers, and our downtown is really noteworthy when compared to some of the other ones in our area. The Gallo Center has brought a tremendous amount of allure to our downtown. You could go see Stomp, you could go see the Wizard of Oz. The sort of possibilities there are endless. Additionally, having the Modesto Nuts in town is something that only 142 other communities in the whole nation can say. X Fest is something that brings a huge draw, and then shopping and dining. We saw that a lot in the survey results. People could come downtown or to the Village Fair Mall and have those opportunities, exposed to them. Parks and outdoors. We have 2 bodies of water that run through our community, and to that end, our proximity to the Sierra Nevadas and Yosemite is truly remarkable. Ernest and Julia Gallo started here. Royal Robbins, a very famous climber to many communities, lives here and has for many years. Olympian Susan Powell, who I believe is in the audience tonight, came from here. George Lucas, Jeremy Renner, Bob Piccinini, Dan Costa. These sort of names come from Modesto, and what that really means to me as a young resident is that we can be anything that we want to be. We can The last one is small town feel. We heard this over and over again in the Midwest of California, a really small town charm to our community, and with a population of 200,000 plus people in our community, that's something to be said. And really the idea that you can grow up and know your neighbors' names and watch their kids grow up, those are things that are just inherent to our community that we cannot deny, and that did come out in the survey, obviously. What we want to do is we want to take those brand anchors and bring them out to different audiences. We've identified 4 audiences: residents, visitors, and/or tourists, business, and relocation. You know, we need to make a change for our community. We don't want this to be the way that it is. And as a community, we compete with our neighboring communities for things like tourists, shoppers, investment, and that basically what a brand is, it is the promise of our value. It is the statement that says this is what we are as a community. And to that end, it's very important to define that promise and that statement so that we can actively market our community to those types of audiences in order to make a difference. I want to take this point to say that we talked to a lot of people after we defined those brand anchors, and they said, what does that look like? What does that mean? And I'm chief amongst them. I'm a very visual person. I want to see an authentic visual representation of what we're talking about. And to that end, we developed them into some very quick and simple ideas about what this could visually represent. Where are we going with this information? Well, we want to target these 4 audiences in order to convey those brand anchors. We are sort of working on a strategic marketing plan for our community as we speak with our partners in order to make that sort of goal a reality. And what we really want to develop is a sustaining infrastructure by which our brand is constantly conveyed to our residents, to visitors, to people that want to relocate here, so that when you hear about Modesto, you don't have to accidentally inwardly cringe like, and unfortunately that happens, but to really say, yeah, and I go to Concert the Park every summer, and I go play golf at Pebble Beach on the weekends because it's just that close, and because I know my neighbor, and I know their kids, and it's a great place to live, and that's how I feel, and I imagine that's how a lot of Modesto residents do truly feel. Our next steps, we're respectfully asking that the council endorse the 7 brand anchors that we brought here to you this evening with a license to use them as you see fit throughout the community and the city.
This is way bigger than a brand. It's about our own people. You guys could have lived anywhere, but you chose to come to Modesto and you're not satisfied with the way things are. And you have, to be honest with you, lit a fire under a lot of people, including people sitting up here. We're going to be a community again, and that's so exciting to me. And
we have so much to be proud of at the same time. Susie Powell being one of them, our hometown heroes. At the Gallo Center, the fact that we have a 4-year university here, the fact that we have the oldest parade in the entire state of California. We have tremendous points of pride. And I've always said that if one of the keys to starting to change Modesto's reputation outside of our area, and it speaks to that self-esteem issue, is that we have to start changing our own vocabulary first.
I know Modesto's great. It's not just, you know, it's not just good, and we need to let everybody know that it's great.
The only request I have, let's do it in less than 20 years, because I was around before 1975, and I'd like to be around when it's all done, okay? But
I will move to adopt the 7 Modesto brand anchors.
second. I got a motion second, clerk call a roll.
Councilmembers Lopez,
Aye.
Gear,
Aye.
Marsh,
Aye.
Muratori,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Han,
Aye.
Mayor Reinauer.
All right.